So Hot Milk is a drama from director Rebecca Lenkiewicz. It's her directorial debut. It's an atmospheric adaptation of a novel which was Booker Prize nominated, Deborah Levy's novel of the same name. The film stars Emma Mackey, Fiona Shaw. I can't wait to talk to you about this, Raj, because I think we might have a difference of opinion on this.
Yes. Well, let's just say Phil kept looking over at me and I was like...
You yawned a couple of times quite loudly, which gave the game away.
Oh my god. It's set in a very nice location in Spain, and I consider Spain kind of a second European home because I spent so much time there.
So it's anthropologist Sophia, who's played by Emma Mackey, who we've seen in Sex Education, amongst other movies more recently that she's done, which she's been brilliant in. She's got a very domineering mother who is Rose. She's played by the brilliant Fiona Shaw. They arrive in a Spanish seaside town to find a diagnosis for the condition that has left Rose unable to walk. So Rose attends sessions with an unconventional doctor. Sophia falls for beguiling seamstress Ingrid, who arrives on a horse on the beach. As mother and daughter's paths diverge, Sophia seeks out her emancipation. Let's just say from the offset, this film's not got a great score on Rotten Tomatoes, 38%, which obviously is below the halfway mark. Yeah, so it's very divisive. So anyway, this is a movie film. So I think it's obviously... an acquired taste, maybe, I think is probably the right way to describe it. It's more arty than some people would enjoy, maybe.
Okay, this is going to be a little difficult to explain, but Emma Mackey, I think she's a great actress. Her acting ability and being pouty and moody and a little angry underneath the eyes all the time is freaking amazing. Yeah. I just don't think I was in the mood for that particular film at that particular moment in time.
That's interesting. So do you think maybe if you revisited, or maybe if you'd seen it when you weren't maybe so tired or something, you might have
I mean, we did watch Departures right before this, so it's immediately after going in a movie that kind of lifted your spirits and was a little lighthearted, and going into something that I was like, oh, this is very deeply depressing. And yeah, I just didn't like the main character. I was like, why is she falling so hard for this mysterious woman on horseback who obviously is so just aloof with her sexuality that she sleeps with everyone? And why are you getting jealous about it? She doesn't even give you the time of day, you know? And then, literally Emma Mackey's character gets so angry that she's gonna go take out a dog with a knife at one point, which I was
I was so scared that was going to happen. I thought either she was going to go for the dog or for the owner.
Well, there's just little moments like that, and especially at the end, you're like, is this woman just gonna bubble over and explode? For me, there was never a payoff for all that pent up anger throughout the whole movie. You know what I mean?
But did you not think you could understand why she was like that? Because obviously she's looking after her mother. Yes, she's very quiet, and there does seem a lot of tension that's, like you say, bubbling under the surface.
If that was my mother, she'd do my head in too, but I don't know why she put up with it, because she was so obvious the mother was faking all of her illnesses.
Well, see, this is the thing. I kind of felt a little bit of empathy for the mother too, because I mean, I love Fiona Shaw. That might be the reason why, because I always love to see her perform. And when I really like her characters, and that's usually the case when I see her on screen, I do feel this, this energy, and I kind of not want to protect her, but I wanted to protect her character like Emma Mackey's character does. Emma Mackey's character obviously, has a very short fuse.
Well, there was just no through line for it for me. With all the characters that they introduced, there was the doctor, and, what significance did he really play other than he was trying to help the mother with an illness that she's all in her head? Then you had the doctor's daughter, and that could have been interesting, but it just never really went anywhere, and you kind of thought it was going to go anywhere. To me, the villain of the film was, Ingrid, and, just her being so aloof and, just toying with toying with her feelings, and it's just there's all these like little relationships, and none of them were really developed. And I don't know what she was so angry about, because
Ted's got a lot to say about this film.
yeah, just I don't know. None of the relationships were developed enough to the point where it felt like a real life story. And although the end was a bit like, oh, but it just I don't know.
I don't think it always delivers answers, but I quite like that in a film, because I think sometimes the drama in your head is better than what is presented. I'm not saying it doesn't present anything, because it certainly does, but I think it's quite an atmospheric film, quite sensuous, and I like, you know, having those elements for me to work on, for me to do a bit of work as well. Maybe that's why people don't like it, because they don't want to do all the work.
I didn't want to be invested in it. It was about the third of the way through. I was just like, man, this is just not hooking me in. And it has nothing to do with the acting or anything. I was just like I said, I don't even know why they call the film Hot Milk. Like, to me, even like the explanation you potentially gave to me, because I asked you this question afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I don't quite buy that either. Like, to me, I don't know, there just wasn't a cohesiveness.
I don't know whether my interpretation is right, but I think it's something to do with the comfort that you have when you're a child or a young kid.
Maybe if there was a scene where even the mother was like, "Oh dear, calm down and have some hot milk," I would have been happy with that.
It's a complex story. It's a very complex story. I mean, what Rose is going through is very intricate and difficult, and I think she's in pain, but is that pain worsened by emotional trauma? See, that's what I found interesting, is that I don't think it was clearly all about physical pain. I think there was a lot that she'd gone through in the past that maybe Rose didn't know about, and vice versa. You know, Rose was certainly going through pain as well, because she had to put up with so much to look after her mother. So I quite liked the story.
I thought it was just me, though, because even when we left, our fellow critics sitting behind us were like, "Ooh, I really like that. Ooh, that was so deep. It was so cerebral. I loved it." Because I am not. It didn't hook me in at all. But no, you said that, the Rotten Tomatoes score, so maybe it's not just me.
It's certainly not just you.
I think it's an acquired taste kind of a movie.
Should we talk about the other elephant in the room, that ending? I mean, obviously not talking about the ending and giving details.
Well, that's the most exciting thing about the movie, so I don't even care. I was like, it's ending! That's
I heard somebody shout out, "Oh, okay." It's like, is that how you're finishing a film? And I saw a few of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes saying, I can't believe it ended like that. I mean, I personally love a film that ends like that, because, I mean, those open-ended finales, and it's certainly one of those. I mean, I know you're not a fan of, but I'm quite a fan of making up the ending and trying to work out what I thought I saw.
See, that's I think why I didn't like it, because it never gets there. It takes you to the cliff, and it's just like, we're just gonna let it be. Like the dog, and and the ending, and there's probably a few other scenes like that as well that just turned me off. But yeah, and I didn't like the way that Emma Mackey's character, even her attraction to the Ingrid woman, like, didn't even feel real. It was just like she had all these feelings, but nothing. It's not. It's from a very casual, friendship, not even like chance meeting encounter, but she had all these pent up feelings inside for it. And I'm like, well, I do know some lesbians that are intense like that. Yeah. So I can understand that. But I just don't feel like none of that was given enough room to breathe, let alone why this character is so angry.
When you think about it, it's a film about maternal trauma, essentially. It could have been a horror movie, couldn't it? It could have been like Love Lies Bleeding or something. Very different movies, I know.
Very different movie. Love Lies Bleeding is so much better than this.
So we go for a star rating. This could be a bit of a killer for Raj. This could be painful.
Well, I'm not going to be like so bad to go to 1. I will give it a 2. I could kind of see what the film was going for, but to me, it just didn't deliver. It didn't hook me in. It didn't feel believable. It didn't actually do anything or get me to the point where I'm like, oh wow, okay, yeah, this is a story. Yeah, it's kind of like, a short story.
We have got very different views. I'm going for 4. I found it really affecting. Beguiling. Is that the right word? Beguiling? Yeah.
Look at you with words today, Phil.
So yeah, 4 stars for me. So it's called Hot Milk. We've no idea why it's called Hot Milk. Maybe you might know. If you do know, leave a comment down below.
I'm not even interested at this point, so I'm not reading the comments.
He's zoned out. He switched off. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry.